The biggest mistake I see on a day-to-day basis is OnlyFans models just replicating what they see on social media, replicating other people's trends and other people's personality in order for them to go viral. Because that's the complete opposite thing you need to do. Gone are the days where you can hop on a trending lip sync, hop on a dance, and it perform, because it won't. What offers virality these days is personality, is uniqueness, it's different niches, it's being someone that stands out from the rest of the crowd. OnlyFans is a fast growing industry. What does that mean? It means more people are entering into the space and more people are doing the same thing. So you need to appeal to an audience that is going to convert to your page, and how you do that is by standing out from the crowd. Now, the best way you can do this is really just look at yourself. Stop looking at the industry, stop looking at the trends, really just look at yourself as a person. What makes you unique? What are your hobbies? How do you want your brand to be presented? And really analyze those three aspects. Because from that point, you have a good benchmark of who you are, how you want your brand to be presented, what content you want to film, and what direction you want to push your brand, okay? Because that way you're going to appeal to a certain demographic that is going to appeal with you, and they're the type of people that are going to strongly convert to the OnlyFans, and you're going to be able to make money. So what I suggest you do is find out what makes you unique, okay? You might go to the gym every day. Very, very basic, very generic niche. A lot of people are doing it. But what can you do? If that's all you can think of, then it's not a bad starting point. But what you need to do is you need to look at, okay, what is the industry doing right now in terms of the gym niche? Who's performing the best within the gym niche, within this industry? You can look at what they're doing, you can have some inspiration, you can get some good ideas, but the goal isn't to just copy and paste this content. It's to add your own mix of things, your own style to this style of content, because that's what's going to engage the audience. That's what's going to make you unique. And how you do that truthfully is by being completely authentic. What I've seen is a massive surge in just personality-based content performing so well. Speaking to the camera, getting your personality across, being yourself. These are the things that tick the boxes of what people want to see. Now, you can do these in different manners, of course you can. And you can make the tailored approaches in order to spike virality. Now, what I want you to do is, once you've identified how you want your brand to be presented, what type of niche or demographic you want to appeal to, and of course what makes you unique and what you're happy filming, then I want you to think of 3 ideas that you can film within this niche that is going to work well, that is going to perform, that's going to spike virality, and that works for you. Now, once you've thought of these 3 ideas should be within the same niche, but different angles, different marketing verticals, and how you tailor your content. So let's say you want to be a gym girl, very generic, quite boring, very oversaturated, but people still make money. People still perform within this niche. What makes you unique? Well, these 3 style of videos all need to be surrounded around the gym, around fitness, around appealing to the male gaze within the fitness space. But they need to be 3 different ways of displaying your personality, your figure, some value, whatever it may be that you're looking to do, some comedic flair, whether it's some kind of gym skit, whether it's a come to the gym with me, whether it's a video of you on the treadmill and you're covered in sweat. These things perform super well. And by the way, these are very generic, and I'm not saying that these are things you should go replicate, because I'm just very quickly thinking off the top of my head. But you can see how the 3 ideas are all surrounded around the gym, but they're all unique in their own ways. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to use these 3 ideas, and you're going to upload only these 3 ideas. You're going to have a content schedule, filming schedule, and an upload schedule for these 3 ideas. And you're just going to do it over and over again with different variations. Now, what do I mean by different variations? Let's say you're on a treadmill and you're all sweaty. You just rotate the outfits, you rotate the angles, you rotate the trending sounds, you rotate the captions within the video. All these different things are variations around one marketing vertical. So by the end of maybe a 4-week posting process, 4 weeks of posting consistency around these 3 marketing verticals, you then have a pretty good idea of what's working well and what isn't working well for your page and your brand. You can then make the necessary adaptations in order to encourage more engagement. You've noticed that the content idea 1 and 2 work super well. Content 3 just never performs, never gets good engagement. Perfect. Well, you now have 2 ideas that work very well. Now you can make 2 more ideas based around the ideas that work well. Okay, so now what you can do is you can make new variations based on the reels that perform well for you. Now you can do this until it stops working, okay? You have 2 content ideas that perform every time, you're making new variations to keep it fresh, and eventually what happens when that starts to slow down, because it inevitably will, you rotate. You think of something else, you think of new ideas, but by which point you've developed a good audience, you've developed a good fan base, you've got your personality across, and you're starting to gain momentum within the platform, which means it's a hell of a lot easier to start rotating content ideas when you already have that core audience there. And especially when you're getting personality across, so people can buy into you as a person, because they're the type of people to like, engage, comment, share, regardless of what the content style is. And that's why it's so important to be unique, be yourself, and get across that personality to develop a real core fan base. From which point you can then just double down on what's working. People try and jump from trend to trend to trend to trend, even completely when it's off brand. And it's so silly to do that, because you're ruining your demographic, you're not appealing to the right audience. The audience that are there for gym content aren't engaging with this new style of content, and it overall just isn't working. You're jumping the gun. You're taking a shotgun approach instead of a sniper. So be specific with your content. Identify how you want your brand to be presented, what makes you unique, and then go down the line of, okay, how can I turn this into content that's going to spike attention? Okay, and then once you've got that point, you can then think of what's going to spike virality out of these videos. What's going to actually spike this content to go viral? Doing trending captions that's going to spike and encourage comments and engagement. What can I do in order to actually allow this to go viral? The content quality is good, but I need virality. Okay, what makes a video viral? View time, engagement, rage bait, whatever it is. It encourages more views, and more views equals more engagement. These are the things that you can then consider and make adaptations to and make variations of. And overall, when you have this working together simultaneously, it starts becoming very easy, because you know exactly what to do, you've seen what works, you can then double down on what's working. But it's so important that you find the initial thing that is going to give you what you want in terms of a good quality fan base, good quality following, and of course people that is going to engage with the content and then monetize through to your OnlyFans. And that is eventually how you will gain virality with that consistency, that sniper style of consumer research, and then filming content based on what that consumer wants to see that is unique and personal to you. So that is how you're going to go viral in 2025.